This is the mass grave which has been found in the small town of Bucha, which is on the outskirts of the Ukrainian capital Kyiv. For the last couple of hours, my colleague Uma Shankar Singh and Ashok Mahale and I have been witnessing these bodies being exhumed from this mass grave. 57 bodies at least have been found over here. And there is, the Ukrainians say, clear-cut evidence of the fact that many of these individuals were executed, their hands were bound, and they were found in that state dead. This mass grave, something identified also in satellite images, is approximately 40 feet long. There is a large process in the investigation which is now going to take place with these bodies having been exhumed, and that process, as you can see behind me, continues. They are actually going to now be examined by forensic investigators. There was a French team which was here yesterday as well. They have the latest equipment to allow them to do, besides anything else, DNA tests and identify the way in which individuals were actually died. Now, the people who actually died over here were buried over here by Ukrainians. This was actually a mass grave set up by Ukrainians towards the end of the war, where a lot of the individuals who were killed over here were actually placed. But the Ukraine says there is absolute clear-cut evidence of torture over here, and they want to use this evidence, and they believe that the Association of French Investigators and others will help them in that process of trying to prove to the international community Russian war crimes, and then perhaps call for an international court to look at these allegations of war crimes as well in this particular area. Now, this is just one town, the town of Bucha, where this is actually opened up. In terms of evidence of what has taken place, there has been overwhelming evidence, both by way of videos shot by amateurs, by satellite imagery, and what we are actually reporting now, this continuous process of these bodies being placed on a particular platform and then being moved by the crane to the other side where the investigation process is taking place. India, for its part, says that there needs to be an international investigation into this as well, and for war crimes, and in order to unearth the actual truth of what went on over here. But remember, Bucha is just one particular town. There are other towns as well in this entire area where the actual evidence of war crimes is only slowly emerging. There are worries that in the south of this country, the town of Mariupol, there could be many more such instances. With Uma Shankar Singh and Ashok Mahale, Vishnu Shom for NDTV.